Hey guys, it's Shay. Welcome back and thank you for watching. So I'm getting into the vlogging spirit a little bit. I'm not exactly sure how much vlogging I'm going to be doing, but I did get a new camera as kind of an early Christmas present, so I'm really excited. And I thought I would kind of make a return to YouTube, I guess, is where we're at. So I'm just kind of in my room. I have a ton of things to update you on. I guess kind of the first thing is, where have I been? And that's a valid question. The short and sweet version is I started my master's in art education online. I am almost finished. I am just looking at finishing my thesis this upcoming semester for the spring. Otherwise, all of my other classes are completed, passed, which is super exciting. And then I kind of have a big life update too, is other than being almost finished with grad school, I am becoming a coach this semester. I'm gonna start coaching cheerleading. So I'm kind of in Christmas break mode right now, just doing kind of a bunch of, I guess, me time things, but I also have some things on the docket that I need to do to prep for the season once we return to school. I have some super fun training videos that I'm gonna be doing. So that's kind of my big thing as we jump back into YouTube, but I kind of wanted to get back into filming. It's been a while, lots going on, but I'm excited to be back. I'm just laying in my super fun egg chair. Yeah, I'm really excited to be coaching cheerleading. I was in cheerleading for 10 years. Which is crazy to think about. I cheered 7th grade through college, so kind of getting thrown into it mid-year with the way that the position became available in my district. But I know the girls, they're great girls. I'm super excited, and we are possibly looking at adding a competitive team next year. Obviously that all has to be approved by the school board and such, so it is a process. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked. It'd be nice to get back at it. It's something that I've kept up with still, even though I've been super busy. My Facebook feed and like suggested videos is always cheerleading or gymnastics videos. So I'm super into it and I'm just stoked. I'm excited. Okay, so it is a few hours later. I finished all of my trainings, so that's exciting. I'm glad I knocked that out, and was kind of my big task for the day. I guess I finished an art commission as well, but that was just a digital art commission, so it wasn't anything too crazy to finish. Now I'm kind of looking at labeling some of my eyeshadows and then clearing my eyeshadow like makeup desk area. So I'm gonna flip you here so you can kind of see the the state of things. Setup is a little bit different than it has been probably since the last time I saw you guys. I do have a new makeup desk. It's from Michaels. I honestly wouldn't recommend it, to be honest. It's worked fine for what it is for now, but I'm thinking when we end up moving, we're planning on moving sometime soon. I don't know if it'll happen next year or possibly the year after, but we have a friend who owns a house, but he's looking at buying a different house because he's a lawyer and he's just kind of waiting for the right house to come along. So our plan is to kind of rent or buy his house from him, his old house, once he does that. So we're just kind of like chilling right now where we're at, but eventually we will move, and I'm thinking I'm gonna tackle the desk situation then. We don't have the current space for me to even fathom doing anything different at this point. With this, it's not the best desk. I wouldn't recommend it. The drawers are kind of, I mean, I can kind of show you, broken. They cannot take past a certain amount of items, unfortunately, which I guess it's for crafts, so like I kind of get it, but also like crafts can weigh just as much, if not more, than makeup, so yeah. But essentially I've got a bunch of stuff that I'm either labeling or I'm categorizing into my Beautistics app. I'm really into the Beautistics app. I don't know that I was using that the last time I posted anything on YouTube, but I have since. It was a lot of work at first, but it's this great app that you can basically like catalog all of your makeup products. It will save information that you put in there about it, such as price. It will break down the cost per use. It'll tell you when you last used a product. It'll tell you how many times you've used a product. That's kind of the main reason I use it, but it's also really nice to just kind of on the fly if I'm purchasing or I'm thinking about purchasing any makeup products. Obviously, I don't need more makeup, but I can kind of use that as a tool to, I guess, find gaps within my own collection if I already have them. It's also really useful for like singles because I can keep track of how many times I've used each of my singles. It's just a really good app. I would highly recommend it. I think I did buy the paid version, like, I want to say it was like a year or two ago at this point, but it's very useful. But then because of that, each time I purchase something, like I did for Black Friday, obviously, I end up wanting to catalog it into my Beautistics app. And then also any eyeshadows that are magnetic, so like all of my little ColourPop haul from their Black Friday sale, I like to label those so that I can always put them back in the order I got them from in terms of like their palettes, I guess, is what I'm getting at. Like, if I wanted to use the Making Mauves shadows in another, like, custom build, I can, but if they're labeled, then I know exactly where to put them back to if I ever want to use the original palette again. So, I've just been using my little DYMO letter tag to do that. It works pretty well, but that's kind of what I was doing here, is cataloging all these, putting them in my Beautistics app to begin with, and then if it's magnetic or depotable, I've been just kind of labeling that as I go. And the end is in sight. I'm getting there. Does not look like it right now, but I'm getting there. But I think that's what I'm kind of gonna do for the rest of the evening. I don't know that it's particularly interesting. That is how I am choosing to spend my evening because it is very satisfying. So that's my plan. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, so it's probably an hour and a half later of just like sorting and labeling and cataloging things in my Beautistics app. I'm gonna show you the progress I made, and then I just wanted to bring you along as I swatched this for the first time, so let me flip my screen here. So I got all of that little pile labeled, and then I have some other things that I've labeled and put away. But I have these two palettes from Jolie Beauty. Completely new brand to me. I decided I was going to pick up a few things from their Black Friday sale. And the palettes that really spoke to me, I had kept seeing this Spellbound palette everywhere, so it's obviously very large. I'm usually not one for a large palette. There are times when I make exceptions though if I really like the color story, and this kind of feels like that. But when you open it up, it's just so like grungy, and it feels very like winter. And then I also picked up the Sirens palette that they have, which is the same size but slightly different color story, super grungy as well. This brand kind of reminds me a little bit of Black Moon's Cosmetics, which I haven't tried a ton of stuff from, but I have always wanted to buy like basically everything they have. My problem is I'm indecisive. I'm always one to wait for a sale. But I am super stoked about these, and I just wanted to kind of swatch them for the first time on camera, just because, I mean, the lizard brain part of me has been labeling things for hours, and I just want to get my fingers into some of these eyeshadows. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna kind of like pretty. I keep, like I said, I kept seeing like really nice, good things said about this brand. Oh my gosh, that's pretty as well. Very creamy feeling. Gosh. This is also a really good opportunity to test out my new camera. And so far I really like the auto zoom feature on this. I feel like it's pretty solid. Ugh, that's so pretty. Okay, I need more fingers. Grab some of my hand wipes here that I've been using to clean up all my little pieces everywhere. I just really want to swatch the shimmers, I guess, is where I'm at. So crystals, lightwork, Ouija, and Jinx. Oh my word. Okay. You know, this was about, I think, $50-ish for each palette on its own, so about $100 total. I did pick up a few other things that were on sale as well, but these were kind of the main things that I made a purchase for. And I gotta say, I wasn't necessarily expecting these to be quite this, like, buttery. It's super pretty. And then this is like, I don't know if you can tell on camera, it's like a duochrome. And it's got like this light blue, but it shifts to like a light green and then a lavender a little bit. It reminds me in person, it's not picking up on camera, but in person, this reminds me a lot of Diadem from Cleona. I don't think it's a dupe by any means, but that's just the vibes that I'm getting. Which, Diadem by Cleona is one of my favorite singles like ever made. So I'm gonna have to, I think, get into that Jinx shade. That beautiful green. We'll do like our classic like Christmas get together this week, and I just feel like I'm gonna need to slather that one all over my lids as soon as possible. Okay, let's switch these off. Okay, next row has 3 shimmers and the last one has 3 as well, so I think I'll do the 3 separate. So, Prosperity, Charm, and Curse. Yep, those are stunning as well. Gosh, I gotta be honest, like, I thought this color story was beautiful and I thought the swatches were beautiful, but I really wasn't expecting them to be quite this buttery and, like, shifty, I guess. Yeah, that's absolutely stunning. I think part of it too is like it's not only shifty, but it's like my favorite colors shifty. Purples, greens, and blues, and then pinks are usually what I really gravitate towards. So next we have Manifest, Rune, and Voodoo. Oh my gosh, okay, Voodoo's like a glitter. Feels really crunchy against the hand, gritty almost, but that's not a deal breaker for me necessarily, it just means I'll use a glitter glue. Yeah, those are absolutely stunning. Yay, I'm so excited. I feel like the only people that I've really seen talk about this palette and this brand are Batty Bean here on YouTube, and then a lot of people on Instagram, but not necessarily seeing like videos of how this stuff swatches. Yeah, I'm super stoked. That is beautiful. I feel like I'm tempting fate a little doing this in this light pink cardigan. I got this at Target the other day. Okay, now I need to look at the shimmers in this palette. I'm seeing there's a lot of like satins almost, so maybe I'll do satin first and then glitters, and then maybe, I think these are duochromes possibly, these two, but we'll start with Seashell. I also love the typeface they chose for this. Yeah, that feels pretty standard, like satins. They do feel pretty creamy, which is really nice. I feel like if anything, this is a palette, that's a nice blue. But I feel like if anything, this is a palette where you would be topping these shades with something else, or maybe you're going more of like a muted route, which is really nice as well. Mermaid, just really nice spread here. Yeah, the satins are really nice. I'm interested to see how these mattes perform. As far as I could tell, these are like glued in, they're not magnetic, which makes sense. I feel like for the price, that's probably about what I expected. Rinse my hand off here. Let's get into Sunken. First, it feels very gritty. Super grungy. Oh yeah, that's pretty. There we go. So green, kind of like a shifty green, and then there's some orange sprinkled in there. Let's do Ursula next. So Ursula was harder to pick up on my fingers. It did pick up eventually, I just had to kind of dig in there for it. That one's a lot more multicolor. It definitely feels very Ursula from the movie. Let's do Scales next. Get the glitters all done. Similar thing, I kind of have to dig in this one, I feel, to get it to pick up. It might just be kind of the top layer. Yeah, there we go. Super pretty, just kind of a basic but super sparkly blue. And then Delusion. And that one's giving kind of like a holiday, really murky. Okay, yeah, that's super pretty as well. I almost feel like these two palettes would go really nicely together as like companions. Okay, there's two of these left that I really wanted to swatch on camera. So Song and then Pearl are kind of my two here. So Song looks duochromy. Oh goodness. Yes, that is super pretty. It's like a magenta purple blue shift on that one. Super buttery, picked up really easily. And then Pearl, let's swatch quick. Oh my goodness. Yes. Oh, those are stunning. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that. That reminds me of Scarab from Natasha Denona. Yep. All in all, I'm pretty excited. I'll have to see how the mattes perform, but I feel like both of these I'm pretty happy with my purchase there. And I feel like I made some good progress, so I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of go chill the rest of the evening. Probably move that precariously stacked little, these are all empty because I put all of them in here, and we'll see what we get up to tomorrow. So I have approximately zero self-control. I definitely took the shade Jinx from the Spellbound palette, that beautiful shimmer green, and it is basically all over my lid along with the White Magic shade up in the upper corner here. Made kind of like a green, like emerald green tealy blue shift situation. I'm not mad about it. Is it a little much for just kind of hanging out and starting the initial Christmas activities tonight? Probably, yeah, probably a little, but I cannot find it in myself to care. Yeah, I really enjoyed using the palette. I felt like the mattes that I used blended really well. I do feel like maybe like the powder that I used is a little too warm for me in conjunction with this look, but I did also use, I think it was this one, the Anastasia Lip Velvet and Pomegranate. This is new to me. So far I really like it. I feel like maybe I should have used a lip liner with it, but it's my first time using it. The texture was really satisfying to use. I labeled a bunch of eyeshadows again this morning, and now it's just kind of chill time. I might do some more labeling later tonight, but I think for the next couple of hours, I'm just gonna kind of kick back and play a few games. My husband and I have been rewatching House of the Dragon from start to finish. So we're getting to the point, I don't think we're finished with season 1. I think we're on like the last or second to last episode. So yeah, that's what's on the agenda for the rest of today, but I thought I would pop on and just share my thoughts. So far loving this palette. So it is several hours later. I'm sitting by my closet rack that is overflowing. I did a little laundry, but mostly the past few hours I've just been playing Animal Crossing. So I redesigned Ruby's house finally. I've been meaning to do that. I'm slowly going through all of my villagers and redesigning their house, interior and exterior, and then I'm kind of designing them a yard as I place them in my town. I've got most of them complete at this point, so that's exciting. I kind of put her over by Genji, and I made her room have kind of like a floral gardener kind of theme. So I'm excited to see that tomorrow. It is Christmas Eve as I'm filming this, so I did the jingle event as well. Got to give all my villagers their presents. So yeah, very low productivity but highly enjoyable afternoon into evening. It's now about 5:35 and we are going to go up to visit my mother-in-law up the hill in a little bit. She's staying at a bed and breakfast here in town for the next couple of days for Christmas. And she just got here this afternoon, so my husband already went up and saw her, kind of checked out the bed and breakfast situation, and it's sounding like we're going to play a round of Scrabble tonight. My family is very much Scrabble people and then Monopoly people. I feel like my side of the family especially is more Monopoly people, but my husband's side of the family, we almost always play Scrabble. I am the reigning champion. Not for Monopoly, but with Scrabble I am, so wish me some luck. I'm not sure how much I'll film while I'm up there. Maybe a little bit, I'm not sure. Usually I don't like to take my camera somewhere unless I guess I'm kind of on my own because I don't want to film people if they don't want to be filmed. But mostly I just want to enjoy the moment. So we'll see. I might grab a clip or two on my phone, but that's kind of my plan for tonight. Tomorrow, I believe we're going up in the morning to have like actual Christmas with his mom, and then my sister-in-law and her significant other are coming down as well to do that. And then the day after that, my dad and my sister are coming down, and my sister's fiance is coming as well. And then I have two younger sisters, but one of them lives in Washington State. If you didn't know, I live in South Dakota, so quite a ways away. My family's all from here, but my sister moved to Washington when she graduated high school. Her significant other is from there. So they live out there. We go visit them probably once a year, usually. So we'll be Skyping with them or FaceTiming. I don't know. Kiana usually takes care of that, not me. But we'll have kind of my side of the family's Christmas tomorrow. So it should be a pretty big next couple of days. Again, not sure how much I'm going to film. We'll kind of see. But yeah, thought I would just kind of pop on and update you.
I kind of feel like our family has the best choice of games ever, don't you?
I feel like we do, yeah. We've got a lot to choose from.
I mean, we do. All the different monopolies that we have.
Oh! It's a chair for a bucket. It's two of them.
We didn't know which one you wanted. This one's a swivel, but it's less soft. This one has room so you can put minnows or whatever.
I am back home. It is actually a day and a half later. So we went up to our friends for Christmas. My mother-in-law was here yesterday. We just played Scrabble, I think was all we played, was just normal Scrabble, and then we played Scooby-Doo Clue. super fun. And then today we went up kind of starting in the morning around like 9 or 10, and we had kind of breakfast food. My mother-in-law was still here because she's staying at the bed and breakfast that's right by our friend's house where we were having the Christmas get-together. And then my sister-in-law and her significant other came down and visited us, so that was super fun. We all played, well, I got Scrabble Monopoly. One thing about, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, one thing about me is I collect Monopolies. I probably have like 12, 15 Monopolies, but about every Christmas I get a new one. Sometimes I get several new ones. So I got Scrabble Monopoly, which is Scrabble and Monopoly combined in one game. That was super fun. We played that. We opened presents. We had biscuits and gravy, and then some snack check mix, some cookies, bacon, fruit. It was really good. I didn't really take any footage other than the last game of the night, and it was on my phone. I just was in the moment, so nothing too crazy. But the last game of the night that we played was Lord of the Rings Monopoly. Hi, Artie. Artie, do you want to say hi? Artemis! Artie! Well, he doesn't want to say hi just yet. He wants to cry. So, Artemis is one of my cats. I have 4 cats, if you did not know. But one of the gifts I got my husband was Lord of the Rings Monopoly, because he kind of shares my love for Monopoly, and we play it like every holiday get together, really. Lord of the Rings Monopoly slaps. Hi, Artie. You're gonna say hi? Hey, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, that's my sweet boy. Yeah, are you gonna say hello? Anyways, as I was saying, Lord of the Rings Monopoly slaps. It's super fun. So it's like normal Monopoly, but all of the properties are obviously scenes and locations and things from Lord of the Rings. I'm not a huge Lord of the Rings fan, but even I found it really enjoyable. The twist is kind of the money is simplified into these coins, and then you still collect properties, you still get rent, but there is a ring dynamic to the game. So someone gets the ring. When they're wearing the ring, anywhere they go along the board, they don't have to pay rent because they're invisible. If someone passes them or lands on the same space as them, they can fight you in a dice roll off for the ring. Whoever gets the highest number gets the ring. You can lose the ring if you do roll on the dice instead of a 1, there's an Eye of Sauron. So if you roll an Eye of Sauron, hi Artie, you lose the ring, you leave it where you are, and someone else can pick it up. And then the game ends if either someone gets the ring, I think it's like 6 or 7 turns in a row without losing it, and then they tally up the amount of gold and properties everyone has. Hi, Artie. Hi. Yeah, hello. But the game ends also if you run out of properties. And then the game ends also if you do kind of the classic Monopoly thing and run out of money, which is what happened the second time. The first time I won, it was crazy. But it was really fun. Anyways, the game ends if you do make it around the certain number of turns with the ring without losing it, or if you like lose all your money and your properties, then you're done as well. It was super spicy. I would highly recommend it if you're even vaguely into Lord of the Rings. You don't have to be a Lord of the Rings super fan to find it entertaining. I really liked it. But we played that today. We played Scrabble Monopoly, and we also played Scooby-Doo Clue again. So lots of board games. I might be all board game out. I did get my husband, another gift of his is Harry Potter Monopoly, which I'm super stoked. We're both pretty big Harry Potter fans. Not of the author, but of just the story itself is wonderful. I actually took a class in college about trauma psychology in Harry Potter series, so that was really interesting. So yeah, I'm really into Harry Potter, but that's kind of the plan for the rest of the Christmas holiday. We'll kind of see how tomorrow goes. I'll see if I can film a few things to throw in here or there. As for the rest of today, I think I'm just gonna take my makeup off and kind of wind down for the night. If you're interested, I did wear the Fantasy Cosmetica Cradled in Ice palette today. Gold stars, 10 out of 10, love. That might be one of my favorite indie palettes I've ever tried. I think it's gonna be a pretty resounding favorite for me because it's basically got my two kind of favorite color schemes going on. I'll pop a picture up here if you haven't seen it already, but it's like an ice dragon, essentially, was the theme of the palette, but it's got these like icy powder blues, some silvery shifty to purple, some pastel pink. It's super gorgeous, and I'm really excited to play with it more. But anyways, I digress. That was my update for Christmas Day. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas if you celebrate. Hopefully you got to spend some time with your family, and I will catch you tomorrow, hopefully. Hey guys, so it is a couple days later. I have not really done anything exciting. I've just been kind of hanging around the house, but I did want to just kind of pop on and wrap up my Christmas break vlog experience, I guess. And I was kind of thinking I would just share really quickly some of my wonderful things that I received for Christmas. I am super appreciative. I do only have kind of the smaller things here to share. There were a couple larger things that I got that were for camping. I've been getting really into camping as I get older. A lot of my travel and trips is kind of centered around camping during the nicer months and the winter months. Not much camping going on in South Dakota, for obvious reasons, but my youngest sister and I are really into camping, and we've been camping pretty much every time we go out to visit my other sister. So we've been kind of compiling lists as we go on each trip of like things that would vastly improve the camping experience or just make something easier and more enjoyable or would just be nice. So I did ask for a few just general things that I'm gonna list here instead of physically showing you because they're in storage now with my camping stuff. But I did get, my middle sister got me, I don't know how you would, it's like a warming layer for the bottom of your hammock. One thing for me about camping is I'm almost always gonna choose to go somewhere to camp that is not hot. So around here that means I'm camping in spring and fall. In the summer that means I am camping in kind of the northern US somewhere, right? And one thing I noticed last time we went camping in Washington was laying in the hammock is just like one of my favorite things to do in camping, but I needed like several layers of blankets so I could put one under and over. And when I was looking online, I guess after, because I was like, something that would make this easier would be just like getting a, I don't know how to describe it, like a thermo layer, like meant that's actually not just a blanket but is meant to like hold in heat, and they exist. Very nice. So I got a camping liner to put in my hammock, which is going to be super nice whenever we go camping somewhere that's a little bit more chilly. Couple other things that I'm super excited about. So I mentioned we got Scrabble Monopoly. I got National Park-opoly. There are multiple National Park-opoly's actually, if we're getting specific. One of them, there's a National Park-opoly that I got at a rummage sale, not realizing it was like a children's Monopoly game, so it's fun to play. It's great to take camping because it's a smaller box, and then the game is over much more quickly because again it's meant for young kids to play. But I got the like actual version of National Park-opoly, so I'm excited to dig into that sometime. And then my dad actually got me this this is like the weirdest thing to describe, like what's this for, but it is a, I forget the brand, I'll pop it up on here, but it's a rolling stackable cart that it's made for like tools, so like transporting heavy tools to and from construction sites. And then the rolling part is these like, it's almost like one of those little, I don't know if you'd call it a dolly, but it rolls, and then there are these crates. There's one that like it comes with, but you can buy more to stack on top of it. But I wanted them for is camping because, like I said, they're super heavy duty, and I absolutely love cooking with a Dutch oven, but I hate like the storage of them, because they're so, they get like well used, right? So you have to clean them either on the spot or take it home to clean them. There's the concern of, is any of the grime from it or the oil gonna get onto anywhere in the car, and we go camping far away, so it's like if we don't notice, it's gonna be smeared all over the car before we realize it. So my old system was terrible, It was in this like big trunk, but it was like too heavy to be in the strength of trunk that it was in. And so it would kind of bend it a little bit each time we took it. And then I also had to bring like a bunch of like plastic bags to wrap it in so that it didn't get like Dutch oven grease on everything. Horrible system. And then like because of that, the cooking stuff was also just like not organized because I couldn't physically put it all in one spot because it wouldn't, the structural integrity of the case would not hold. Okay, my dad got me the base and then he got me an extra one, but it means it's heavy enough to hold all of our Dutch oven stuff, and then also you can physically take the crate off. So like when it's time to cook, we don't have to leave it in the crate. We can take the crate and put it on like the picnic table or whatever surface. And then I can also put like sub-containers in there to organize everything. So it's just organized all in one box instead of like taking the cooking utensils out of a bag and like spreading them across the picnic table. Words cannot describe how hyped I am about that. Like it's gonna be so much nicer, and then also I feel like it's gonna be more compact to fit because you can like lay it on its side and just like roll it into the Jeep. So excited about that. Those were kind of the main, I guess, bigger things. And then now I'm gonna kind of move on to the floor with my little pile to share the things that I have actually physically with me. Okay, so I'm here with my little box and I'm just gonna kind of casually go through them. So this, I'll preface this by saying this is one of the most random collection of things, but here we go. Elf Squeeze Me Lip Balm. I've gone through like 5 of these. I always keep one in my car. It was getting low. Great. I did get the Kayali Yum Bougie Marshmallow 81 Intense. Bottle looks like this. It's super, super yummy smelling. Definitely smells like marshmallows and sugar, but also strawberries, I feel, is pretty strong in the scent. At least I think so. I'm super jazzed about this. I wasn't sure that I would receive that. It was on my list, but I wasn't sure because it was kind of expensive, but super jazzed. I did get another Daenerys Pop Funko. She's my favorite character from anything we stan. Seasons 5 through 8 of Game of Thrones can choke. I say this as someone who is an avid reader of the books. I think I've read the books like 5 or 6 times at this point, and I'm planning on doing another reread soon. But I have several of these of her already, but I didn't have this one, so it was on my list as well. So it's the one where she's got her, what I consider her Hrakar coat from the books on, and I keep those at work. I'll have to take a video sometime. I have like a whole little display that's just dragon queens, essentially. Which brings me to my next one. I did get Rhaenyra Targaryen as well. Excited. I do already have the one of young Rhaenyra from her, I don't know if I would call it her coronation ceremony because she was just being named heir, but I have that one, and then I also have the one of her with her crown on Syrax. So I'm excited. I'll add that to my collection. Got a few things from my sister-in-law. So I got these 2 Diamond Days liquid eyeshadows from Moira Cosmetics, and it was funny opening these because I actually have several of these but not in these colors, and I was telling her that I really like this formula, so I'm excited to try those. She also got me, this might be some of the most unhinged gifts, a City of Pawnee, Indiana sticker. Super stoked. I haven't decided where I'm gonna put this yet, but I love Parks and Recreation. Who doesn't? And then and then this one is like, I don't know. It's baby Chucky Renesmee from the Twilight movies stickers. And one of them, oh boy, says baby on board. My sister-in-law knows me very well. If you're a Twilight rat in the Facebook group, I salute you. Realness recognizes realness. The girls that get it, get it. The girls that don't, you gotta get into the Twilight Facebook group. I know that those movies aren't good. I know. But they're my comfort movies, okay? They just are. So I'm stoked. I asked my dad for Posca paint markers, and he got me these huge ones. Let me take one out, actually. So I don't think they're gonna run out anytime soon, but really nice gift. I'm excited to use those. I do a lot of mixed media stuff in my own artwork, and Poscas are the best, in my opinion, that I've tried. So this is the Gansai Tambi. I'm not sure that I'm pronouncing that right, but looks like this. They are granulating colors, so you can kind of see on the box, like, they're like watercolors, but they just operate a little bit differently, and you can get these really vivid but like kind of unpredictable swashes of combination colors. So that was just something that I had on my list for a while that I never picked up for myself, and my husband got it for me, so thank you, Kendall. And then he also got me these graphite colors, which again, it's basically like a water-based color, but they're just like these really grayed out, kind of grungy tones. Emulate the makeup side of me that loves grungy tones. I also love those tones in my art, but sometimes it is a struggle to get there because of the amount of layering that you have to do with watercolors or water-based pigment. So those will be really nice because I can get kind of the results that I want more quickly. And then the last thing I have here is another Gansai Tambi. Again, I'm not sure that I'm pronouncing that right, but this is a bigger 24 color set. The pans on these are huge. So usually I'm more of a person for tube watercolor, but I really wanted to try these, so I'm pretty stoked. This is kind of the big thing that he got me. These are together, not cheap, this little kind of trio of watercolor stuff, but yeah, I'm excited to play with those. I think that pretty much wraps up this vlog because I want to start the next one for January here pretty quickly. So thank you for hanging out during my winter break and for watching my first vlog. Yeah, that is all I have to share with you today. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!